You were there last Saturday. What did you think of Bradley Pacquiao 3? Everybody had their own kind of opinion on it. What did you see in there, Robert, from both Manny and Tim?
Look, I said it before the fight that I thought Manny was gonna knock Timothy Bradley out. He didn't, but Timothy Bradley, he takes a good punch. He also fights good. But Pacquiao got 2 knockdowns. One convincingly. I'm not, there's no question that Pacquiao won. Tim Bradley still did what he could. I didn't see any difference in Timothy Bradley from before that. Because of Teddy Atlas or whatever. He looked good against Brandon, really good against Brandon. But the way Brandon was for that fight, it wasn't because of Teddy Atlas, and everything showed in this fight. He didn't look better because of Teddy Atlas. I think in this fight he looked a little more frustrated. I remember seeing him after when the bell rang, walking to the corner. He was like kind of giving up, like the mentality of I can't,
disappointed, right?
Like disappointed, yeah. And I don't think I'm the only one that's seen that. Every time he was walking back to his corner, you could see his face of disappointment, and I don't think that was the case in the first 2 fights. So there was maybe he felt Pacquiao's power. I do think Pacquiao looked strong enough. He knocked him down twice. It wasn't the best fight. The first few rounds were kind of slow, but at the end of the day, Pacquiao got the win, and I'm sure he'll get a big fight after. He'll get another big fight. Maybe a rematch with Floyd. I don't know if that's even reality, but that's what they're saying.
What would you think of that? I mean, is that a big enough fight to get everybody's attention again? Does it sell good again, a Manny Pacquiao?
It won't sell as good as it did the first, but it'll still sell. I think it'll still sell more than it would sell against a Broner or a Danny Garcia or anything like that. And in this business, if Mayweather's going to come back, he's not going to come back for or I'm not saying he won't come back. He'll rather come back for $1 million or $100 million than $30 million, and that's the difference. That's the difference. Fighting Pacquiao or fighting a Broner, it's a big difference. So I think he'll rather come back for a rematch with Pacquiao, and I think we'll still see it. We'll still pay for it. It won't do over $3 million like the first one did, but it will still do good.
What do you think happened? And they're talking about Manny's shoulder being injured. Everybody doubts if it was or it wasn't. But do you see any difference in a second fight, especially from what you saw against Bradley?
No, I didn't see any difference. The first fight he was still swinging. He was still throwing it. He was still showing no signs of the shoulder being in pain. Was it? It's possible. I'm not saying it wasn't, but fighters, when their body warms up, they don't feel pain. So they're still throwing. Yeah. So maybe that's the case with Pacquiao. He was still throwing, he was still swinging, but maybe didn't have the same power because of that injury. But he probably didn't felt it because the body's warm up and you're heated up and you don't feel it. But yeah, it's possible. I'm not saying he wasn't injured, but I don't think it would make a difference.